Hi there, this is Tata. Welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Monday, December 4th, 2023, and tonight I'll be reviewing Monday Night Raw. Alright, so let's kick things off talking about the main event. It's the world title match, Seth freaking Rollins versus Jey Uso. So if you guys remember last week on Raw, Seth Rollins revealed that he was going to give Jey Uso a world title match, much to this pleasure of Drew McIntyre. And I have to say, like, tonight on Raw, they said it was 14 years ago today that Umaga passed away and that they dedicated the match to him. Earlier in the night, we got a Jey Uso Vignette, which I actually really liked. I really liked that they showcased him like that, which was good. And this match was a really good main event. Jey Uso showing why he is called Main Event Jey Uso. You know, I kind of thought that Drew McIntyre was going to get involved in this and he was going to cause Jey Uso this title match. I mean, think about it. The recipe was there. And it was the 14th anniversary of Umaga. You know how much heat Drew McIntyre would have gotten for that? I wanted that to happen. It didn't happen, but Seth Rollins beat Jey Uso clean. And then at the end, that's when Drew McIntyre attacked Jey with a claymore. He put him through the announce table, and he also attacked Seth freaking Rollins here. So he's still mad at. And speaking of Drew, he opened the show with a promo. And he was basically talking about a few things. Like one of the things that he mentioned, and he said, and I quote, "It feels like everyone has lost their minds recently. Liars, hypocrites, cowards, just plain idiots. Apparently you can get fired, release, leave, do what you want for a bunch of time, come back to the company, and you're instantly forgiven these days," unquote. So the crowd starts chanting CM Punk, and Drew McIntyre acknowledges this, and he basically says that he could be talking about anybody. You know, so he also talks about the headbutt that he gave Seth Rollins. And actually, this was a really good opening promo. Like, Drew McIntyre went all out and he said what was on his chest. Of course, Sami Zayn comes on. You know, it's the same old shtick. The opening segment is sets up a match or leads into a match. So this is supposed to lead into Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. And now, before one of the things I do like is that last week on Raw, Sami Zayn did say that he and Drew McIntyre were a lot alike, especially because they both had the bloodline. You know, they both lost in their hometowns in front of their families. But Sami Zayn made it a point to say that he stayed hungry, motivated, and it carried him to the main event at WrestleMania, where he won the tag titles with Kevin Owens. And I was there. I was at WrestleMania, and that was such a great main event. I'll never forget just being there and being in that atmosphere, seeing Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win those tag titles, a culmination of months of storyline there. So that was a fantastic moment. I was really happy I could be a part of that. Now, the one thing that Sami Zayn does is that he asked Drew McIntyre if his family is proud of him. He shouldn't have done it because Drew McIntyre looked really pissed off. So like I said, this leads into Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. And this was a really good match. I mean, Sami took it to Drew, and Drew took it to Sami. Now, Drew McIntyre did win this match, but during the match, it looked like Sami Zayn kind of tweaked his ankle a little bit here, and they really played into that. They leaned heavy into that. Like, Drew McIntyre targeted that ankle, and then at the end, you know, when Sami Zayn is getting checked out in the back, Drew McIntyre attacks him, And Drew McIntyre basically let Sami Zayn know that he's nothing like him, and he steps on his ankle. And then, later on, Jey comes out and says it's going to be all right. So I wonder if this is a way of writing Sami Zayn off TV. Maybe he's going on vacation or he's taking time off because, the holidays are coming. So, the same thing happened to Kevin Owens on Friday Night SmackDown. He got his hand stepped on. It looked like he kayfabe injured his hand. So it seems like they're writing both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn off of TV. So we'll see. Maybe they come back at the Royal Rumble. Honestly, at this point, they probably should come back at the Royal Rumble. But we'll see what happens with that. But so far, good promo by Drew McIntyre. Great opening match. We get a quick Shayna Baszler interview, and she's basically talking about how she put Nia on the shelf for two years ago by breaking her arm, and she was a reminder of that. And before we even get into that match, Becky Lynch is getting interviewed, and Nia Jax confronts her. Good match from McIntyre and Sami. Yeah, definitely good match. And basically, Becky let it be known that she has a receipt coming. If you guys remember, like a couple years ago, like what was it, like 6 years ago, Nia Jax broke Becky Lynch's nose, and so Becky let it know that Nia has a receipt coming. You don't hear anything about Nia Jax? And that's understandable. So we had Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. The match was okay, wasn't too bad. I personally didn't care for it. Nia Jax won, and afterwards Becky Lynch comes out and confronts her, but Nia Jax wants nothing to do with that. So it seems to me like they're setting that feud up. Maybe that'll be Becky's feud leading to Royal Rumble. They're just gonna have to do everything in their power to make me care about that feud, because I think that's probably a feud that Becky's going to win. So far, Nia Jax seems to be undefeated, but I think Becky's probably gonna hand her first loss. We get a backstage confirmation between Imperium and DIY, and basically, like, I like the fact that Indy Hartwell tells DIY that they better hope Papa Gunter doesn't get upset with them when they lose tonight. A little bit of foreshadowing, perhaps. So, don't want to see Becky versus Nia? I don't think anybody does. Well, maybe some people, but who knows? So we get a 2 out of 3 falls match. It's DIY versus Imperium here. So this was a really great match. I actually enjoyed this. Now, Imperium gets the first fall after Vinci pulled Gargano out of the ring, and Kaiser had a handful of tights to Ciampa. And DIY got the second fall. So it was do or die for Imperium. They needed to get that third fall. Now, DIY was victorious here, and like, I'm pretty sure Gunter's not going to be happy that Imperium lost here. Like, you can hear Vinci tell Kaiser at the end of the match, oh, how are you going to explain this to Gunter? Like, because Kaiser was the one that got pinned here. But then Vinci was the one that got thrown into the steel steps. So we'll see who Gunter's going to be more mad at here. But it seems there's tension between Kaiser and Vinci and Imperium. So it's only a matter of time before Imperium breaks up. It's funny because last year they had all these factions, and now it seems like all these factions are evaporating. We get a segment with the Judgment Day and R-Truth, and don't get me wrong, I like R-Truth. I think he's hilarious, but why are they trying to pair up the Judgment Day and R-Truth here? I don't know what they're going with this, but let me see. Glad DIY. Glad DIY got a win, as they should. They've been on a losing streak, yeah? So since Rhea Ripley isn't there, let me see. That was funny of R-Truth trying to get that OTV to work, yeah. You can tell Damien was trying his best to keep it straight. Yeah, he was trying really hard to not break. I talked about this before, and I'll say it again. R-Truth, if you guys don't watch Impact, you probably don't know who Johnny Swinger is, although everybody should know who the Swingman is. And Orange Cassidy are the three kings of comedy wrestling when it comes the three kings of comedy wrestling in their respective companies when it comes to comedy. Seriously. But to get back to the topic at hand, um, I thought it was funny, but again, I don't know where they're going with our truth and Judgment Day. Like, Damien Priest takes charge since Rhea Ripley's not there. And he basically tells JD Madonna and Dominik Mysterio to show why Judgment Day runs a tag team division. And I wonder where Finn Balor was. We didn't see Finn Balor today. We get Kayden Carter and Katana Chance versus Tegan Nox and Natalya. I thought this was a pretty decent match. You know, Chelsea Green and Piper Niven were on commentary like they were last week. Kayden Carter and Katana Chance get the victory here. And I wonder, like, if that means that it seems like they might get an opportunity to tag titles. I still think, and this is just my personal opinion, you guys can feel to disagree with me. I still think that the tag team that should take the titles off of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven are the Kabuki Warriors. It makes sense. I mean, rewrite the wrong of the old Damage Control and give all of Damage Control the belts. You thought it was a boring match, but Kayden and Katana need to be pushed more. I agree. I mean, they beat I don't want to say a thrown together tag team, but pretty much a makeshift tag team with Tegan Nox and Natalya here. Because Kayden Carter and Katana Chance have been teaming together for a while since they were in NXT. I don't know how long they've been teaming together. I just know that they were teaming together since NXT. I don't watch NXT people, so I don't know how long. But yeah, Tegan Nox and Natalya have only been teaming for what, like a month, I think? So of course they were gonna win this. But like I said, I still personally want to see the Kabuki Warriors take the tag belts off of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. I know it's heel, so that I don't know how that's gonna work. But they get to heel versus heel, right? Wouldn't hurt. Unless they go the long route and they have a babyface team take the titles off of Chelsea Green and Piper Niven, and then they have the Kabuki Warriors take the titles off of them. Okay, so we get a Cody Rhodes promo. And he's talking about how, like, the first time he ever saw the whatever happened with the witches. Oh, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire. I don't know. Good question. They were doing vignettes and then nothing. Seriously, like you would think that they would have beaten the women's tag team division, but nope. And why haven't Chelsea Green and Pepper Niven's gone over to SmackDown? So I don't know what happened to them, but I haven't heard anything on there. So he basically says that he's ready and Nakamura has his attention. Now, one of the interesting thing here is that Nakamura, when he appeared on the Titantron, brought up the fact that his story and Cody's stories are similar. You know, Nakamura won the Royal Rumble in 2018 and then went on to WrestleMania and lost. Kind of like Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble and then went on to WrestleMania and lost. He says that they suffered the same humiliation. And Cody argues he's not going to prove it and that he never runs from a fight. So I actually really like that parallel. I just realized that now that he brought it up, that they have that exact same parallel. So they're going to have a match next week. I feel for Nakamura because I honestly think this is another feud that he's probably going to lose. I don't think he's going to beat Cody Rhodes. Especially if Cody Rhodes is going to be in the Royal Rumble. I don't think he's losing that. Okay. So again, we get a quick little backstage segment with Jey Uso and Adam Pearce. He says that he's checking on Sami. And then Gunter comes in and it seems like they're going to talk about something, probably about in relation to the IC title, but it cuts off before we even find out what they're talking about. We get the Creed Brothers versus Judgment Day in the form of Dominik Mysterio and JD Madonna. R-Truth is out there. Again, I don't know why he's out there, but I thought this was a really good match. Great showing by the Creed Brothers here. That's a definitive Nakamura run. Close, but only close. As the saying close, right? So close. What does it say? As the saying goes, so close yet so far, right? Yeah, I don't think Nakamura is beating Cody Rhodes at all. And if by some chance he does, he's definitely losing that feud. So they're saying really great showing by the Creed brothers. So far, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing on the main roster here. I would not mind if the Creed brothers become tag team champions. Now, their tag team title match got postponed here. But I feel like it's too early for them to win those tag titles. Now, at the end of this match, like, when it goes backstage, JD tries to blame R-Truth, but Dom says that the Creed brothers are legit, and he basically tells Damian Priest to, they gotta watch themselves. The Creeds are getting over with the crowd. Yes, they are. So again, they keep talking about how they're legit. So are they holding off on that tag title match because maybe the Creed brothers would win? Now I know Ivy Niles might be at ringside. Rhea will probably be at ringside for that. So what are we getting? Let it be a slow build for the Creeds, definitely. So maybe the tag match, maybe the tag team title match happens at Royal Rumble. You could build for that. Maybe they have the match on Raw. Judgment Day probably maybe cheats to win, and then you have the rematch at the Royal Rumble, and that's when the Creed brothers win. Who knows? I mean, I still think, and I said this before, I still think that the last person to lose their titles in Judgment Day is going to definitely be Rhea Ripley. For sure, no matter what happens, she's going to be the last person to lose her title. I think Damian Priest and Finn Balor are going to lose their titles. I think Dominik is going to lose. I know Dominik is defending at Deadline this Saturday, so it'll be interesting to see if he wins or loses. But for sure, Priest, Balor, and Dominik are losing their titles before Rhea Ripley. At least I think so. You can feel free to disagree with me. We get a quick segment with Adam Pearce and Seth freaking Rollins. Basically, Adam Pearce tells Seth Rollins that CM Punk is going to be there next week, and he plans to have him sign a contract exclusive to Raw. So you guys know, on SmackDown, Adam Pearce went to SmackDown to try to get Randy Orton to come over to Raw. Nick Aldis ended up promising the Bloodline to get him to sign. So on that segment, Adam Pearce promised Randy Orton a world title opportunity. So I feel like maybe he might offer Punk the same thing. Rhea is definitely in defending at Mania, that's for sure. Yeah, I think she's definitely walking into Mania as champion, but the question is she going to walk out? Like I said, she's definitely going to be the last one of the Judgment Day to lose their title. Assuming Judgment Day can stay together to WrestleMania, then, either everybody in Judgment Day walks into WrestleMania as champion. If that happens, Rhea's definitely going to be the only one to walk out as champion. That'll be Raw's consolation for Randy going to SmackDown. Punk goes to Raw exclusively. Yes, I think so too. So, again, I do think that Adam Pearce is probably going to offer CM Punk a world title opportunity. I get GM Bischoff vibes from Adam Pearce. Really? All we need is the I'm back and better than ever. I wonder if this whole little rivalry that seems to be happening with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis might lead to, I mean, I know the year's about to end and we're probably going to get onto the road to WrestleMania, but it's never too early to build or do long-term storytelling. I wonder if this will lead to like a Survivor Series match, Team Adam Pearce versus Team Nick Aldis, and that way you get your traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series elimination match without it being Raw versus SmackDown or champion versus champion. So I'm definitely down for them to do that. I know it's a little late to do it at this year's Survivor Series, but maybe at next year's. And speaking of Team Bischoff, you guys remember Team Bischoff versus Team Stone Cold? Let's see, when he was there in WWE, Brad Maddox kind of reminded me of a young Eric Bischoff. Really? Okay. So then afterwards, after Adam Pearce is done telling this to Seth Rollins, Jey Uso tells him that the first opportunity he gets, he will kick Rollins in the face. And Seth Rollins tells him he will, hit him with the stomp the first chance he gets. It says here, Adam Pearce is one-on-one at the WrestleMania pre-show. Interesting. Because I don't know when was the last time Adam Pearce wrestled, but I know Nick Aldis wrestled recently not recently, but before he left NWA. So that would be an interesting concept. But all right, so I'm gonna stop right there because I did talk about the main event, which I opened I opened with that. So if you want to see my opinions on what I thought about the main event, just rewind. All right. So with that being said, that concludes this review on a scale from a 1. No more yeet. Damn you, Jimmy. Yeah, there's no more yeet, unfortunately. So on a scale from 1 to a Shawn Spears perfect 10, I didn't think Raw was too bad tonight. They had some really great matches. I didn't really care for the Nia Jax stuff. So I'd say a 7 out of 10, just because I don't really know what they're going to do with the R-Truth and Judgment Day stuff. I thought it was funny, but not sure what they're going to do there. But what did you guys think of Monday Night Raw? Also, too, so thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continued support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new video. Tomorrow, I finally got around to doing 7.5 for you. Okay. I finally got around to doing my unboxing of the Master Morpher, the Legacy Master Morpher. If you don't know what the Master Morpher is, if you've never watched Power Rangers Ninja Steel's 25th anniversary, Dimensions in Danger, Tommy has a Master Morpher, which allows him to change into the green, white, the red Zeo, red Turbo, and black Dino Thunder. So Hasbro released that, and I did unboxing. That should be out tomorrow, so make sure you guys check that out. And I will see you guys Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.